What's up, traders? This is Vincent Mukoteli from Binboss Signal Factory. This video is not a financial advice, it is a powerful education for those ready to level up. With the right mindset and real strategy, success is within your reach. Welcome to Binboss Signal Factory, where signals meet success. So, with the euro dollar, we have a different perspective going into this week. We are now looking for bullish patterns and formations. I'm sorry I've not been available for the past few weeks. I've been busy with the developers of the website. So, without wasting further time, let's continue jump straight right into our markets. Now, without wasting further time, this right now is our expected pullback to continue from the opening of the day on Monday. And we are going to look for bearish patterns and formations. And without wasting further time, this is what we'll be looking for at this area to continue going up to make a new high. Now, this is a setup 1. This is possible option 1. Now, this will only be possible if the euro is stronger to the dollar 70% to 30%, as the dollar being the 30%. Now, without wasting further time, this is option 2. If they are more or less 60 to 40%, we will get a stronger pullback down to our target, the second demand zone, which is 1.1585. This is where we will be looking for bullish patterns and formations, and if we do get them, this will be an impulsive move to the upside, correction to test the broken resistance, which will tend support, and now after this we will see continuation to the upside. Now, these are my primary objectives going into next week with the euro and the dollar. If this were to get any deeper, the dollar comes out stronger than expected going into next week, this would be the situation either way. We will break through both these demand zones without any stop or any signs of a reversal to the upside. We would go straight and breach our weekly break of structure, which is 1.1527. After breaking this weekly structure, we will come back, the market will come back and then retest and then continue to the downside. Now, this area where I will be looking for the downside, this setup, this trade, it is going to be 1:3. All these trades that I've just mentioned can be 1:3, unless this is the second demand zone and then you realize that the new high probably has more than 1:3 to our website. Now, to our new target, which is the new high. Now, without wasting further time, this would be our next target for next week. So, without wasting further time, let me just tell you what we have in store for you guys. Trading signals that win every single week, traders. It's free for a limited time only if you register before September 2025. Are you ready to turn your trading game around? Our high accurate trading signals, trusted by real traders, are delivered daily via WhatsApp and a private Telegram channel. Completely free when you register through our partnered broker. And here are 3 things that you need to do in order for you to unlock our services. Number 1, you register through our exclusive broker link. Number 2, you verify your account. Number 3, you just fund with $100. And this is what you will get once you unlock our services. Number 1, lifetime mentorship, weekly market coverage of all currency pairs, including gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and more. One-on-one sessions on request. A private community of serious real account traders. Free beginner to pro ultimate course, and 5 proven and tested in live market strategies by professionals. No gimmicks, no fluff, just powerful tools and real results week in and week out. Remember, the deadline is only September 2025. Don't wait until it's too late. DM us. I am ready, and we will get you started and secure your spot. So with the pound and the dollar, we are much looking for the same opportunities as in the euro dollar. And without wasting further time, we have something that the market closed high on Friday. So we do have one or two setups that we will be looking for. So without wasting further time, the first scenario is our normal scenario, which is a pullback to our first demand zone at 1.3380. Look for bullish setups, confirm it, and then make our new high. This will be a perfect setup. 1:3 should be your maximum setup that you should be looking for, and without wasting further time, this should be the best setup. Now, setup number 2 should be if we get to our second demand zone, which is 1.3332. This would also mean that we should look for bullish patterns and formations, continue up to make a new high at 1.3458. Now, the third option for the buyers also, it includes what we call our mastering Fibonacci price action course. So if you did not take it, this is one of those rules that we use for our community and membership. So without wasting further time, this is the first setup that you're going to see, that you might possibly see, since the new high of the week, the last high of the week, is almost close to where the price has closed. Now, without wasting further time, if we do pay attention to this, if we do make a new high and we do not break above, maybe reach 1.3500, then this is still a great place to look for buying setup, second setup, and our take profit would still be the new high or the previous week's high, which is 1.3458. Yet, if we do have a scenario whereby the market just continues up like this, and then it comes down to retest, this would be the number one setup for us. This would be the new high, which will turn our demand zone. Look for bullish patterns and formations, continue to the upside without any problems. This would be our 1:3 risk to reward ratio setup that we'll be looking for. Yet again, pay attention, if we were to break to the upside and then come down sharply as this would still be a perfect setup for you to look for bullish patterns and formations. Yet the only would be your target would be 1:3 or our previous week's last high, which is 1.3458. Now, this would be a complex situation if you are not part of the membership group, which is why you must register with our membership group. So without wasting further time, let me tell you what could be the reason we start selling. The reason we start selling from next week would be the fact that all the currency pairs that we'll be having, which means the dollar will be much stronger than anticipated, breach our weekly break-off structure right here, which is 1.3252. After breaching this area right here, this is what we should expect. After breaching our weekly break-off structure like this is what we should expect: a comeback and a retest of our weekly break-off structure. After the retest, we will continue down with our 1:3. This is the most unlikely, but it's one of the possibilities that might happen going into next week. So we have to keep our eyes open for all possibilities and all opportunities that comes in the market going into next week. So without wasting time again, before we go to the other market, let me tell you what we have in store for you guys. Right? Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? Whether you are just getting started or you've been trading for a while without consistent results, this is your moment to break through. Introducing the Beginner to Pro Ultimate course, a full trading experience designed to take you from basic Forex all the way to mastering risk management and growing your strong, consistent portfolio. But this isn't just for beginners. Semi-pro traders, if you are tired of chasing signals and want real consistency, this is a course tailored for you too. Here's what you'll get: a step-by-step guidance from zero to mastery, 5 proven trading strategies tested in live markets by professionals, risk management mastery, so you have to protect your own money and grow your capital, a smoother, more confident approach to the market. No more second guessing, ongoing support, mentorship, and thriving trader community. And that's not the best part. You'll get 100% free when you register with our partnered broker, which is XNS. Verify your trading account, found as little as $100, and then start trading while you are earning. Once you are in, you'll get access to lifetime membership, market coverage every week, one-on-one session on request, private Telegram channel, and WhatsApp group channel with real traders. Don't just wait. Take control of your future now. Join the system that works. Learn from those already doing it. Register through XNS today and fund your account to unlock the path to consistency. So what we are currently having with the Euro Canadian dollar is the same as what we had with the Euro dollar and the pound dollar. We are structured to the upside. The sentiment is still the same. It is still correlated, as you can see. Now, without wasting further time, what do I expect? I expect a pullback around this area, and both our demand zone are closely tied, so a bounce is likely highly to happen right at this fair value gaps right here, with 1.5973 as being the first area that we would expect a reaction or a strong bounce, and number 2 is 1.5962. This would also mean or signal a strong bullish setups. This will be where we are buying, and the continuation, if we do get it, we would still be looking to make 1:3 with 1.6353. Now, without wasting further time again, I would like to explain the possible setup or the possible reaction if the market just goes straight without any way. You know that if we break our weekly break of structure at 1.5998, this would be a great place to look for a pullback, a retest of our broken weekly break of structure, and a continuation to the downside to catch our 1:3 risk to reward ratio of a reversal setup. Now, this is option 1. This is still option 2. What might happen, just like in other pairs, or rather in the pound and the dollar, what might happen is that we might still see or find the fact that this market will make a new high probably on Monday, or open with a gap that comes and retest our demand zone. It will be fine. This is scenario 1. If it retests our gap zone, this will be our gap. If the possibility of having a gap opens right here and then it comes down, this would still be a great place to look for opportunities to go long, or to go and buy this to the upside, or to remain bullish with the sentiment. Now, without wasting further time, let me go to option 2. Option 2 is the fact that the market don't reach our intended target, just comes up and continues going up. You don't just jump in, you wait for a pullback. This is how we teach our strategies. This is how we teach our course in Master and Fibonacci price action course, and the rest of the beginner to pro ultimate course. So if the market breaks above our last week's high, which is still highlighted as the new high at 1.6053, we will be waiting for a pullback to retest it as now the demand zone number 1, and this would be demand zone number 2. Now, if we do retest this is another great place to look for buying opportunities to check 1:3 to make sure that we cover out our pips. Now, without wasting further time, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I'll be trading. This is how I will be trading going on to next week. And without wasting further time, again, this is probably the perfect setup for me. This is probably the perfect setup for Euro Canadian dollar going into next week. So without wasting further time, let's jump over to another currency pair, which is the pound and the Canadian dollar. So with the pound and the Canadian dollar, what we do have right now is the fact that we are still structured to the upside, and this is the first setup that we'll be looking for. This is our first place to look for buying opportunities. This is the first opportunity that we'll be looking for at 1.8424. this will be the great place to look for buying opportunities or bullish patterns and formations to confirm that this is going to continue going to the upside. Yet if we do have a stronger Canadian dollar on the beginning of the week, this might not be the case. We might have a rather steep pullback, which goes to our second demand zone, which will already go to our new high, which is 1.8511. Now, without wasting much time, this is what we are going to think if, since the close of Friday was high or was as close as the highest of last week. So with that being said, we are going to have alternate scenarios where, let's finish off first with the big one. What matters is if the market continues to go up and then comes down to retest it, it will retest this 1.8511 as the now demand zone, as the weekly demand zone, or it will retest the first one. 1:3 is to be expected, and if it tests the second one, 1:3 is to be expected. 1:3 is the risk to reward ratio that we are using. So without wasting further time, this is the expectations only if the market goes beyond this new high. Now, there's another scenario that might happen if we are not correct with the analysis of this week, and this is whereby the market would be going as sharp as it can to break our weekly break of structure at 1.8273. With that being said, we would come down to retest our weekly break of structure, which will now act as our resistance zone or our supply zone. And then, without wasting further time, this will be a sell setup that we'll be looking for, which will amount to 1:3 risk to reward ratio. Now, we always give you this kind of setups whereby most of these setups you will have to choose, you will have to learn to wait, you will have to let the market unfold on its own without reacting to any sharp movement, without understanding. So without wasting further time, let me tell you what we have in store for you on this week with our Vinboss Signal Factory movement. Turn your money into a powerful asset. Double your trading capital in just 6 months. This opportunity is not just for traders, it's for anyone who believes in making their money work for them, whether you are a business owner, a professional, or pursuing a different path in life. Your capital can grow slowly and steadily and securely. With a minimum of 5,000 South African rands or $300 US, we can focus on slow and steady growth, not risky get-rich-quick schemes. You don't need to know Forex to invest. You don't need to register as a trader. If you have the capital, you have a clear financial goal, you can invest today and start your journey towards doubling your funds in just 6 months. Your money deserves to work as hard as you do. The sooner you start, the sooner your 6 months begin. Start now and grow your capital. With the euro and the pound, it just came back to our setup. Last week it was not in our setup as it was not clear. I think now we have a clear direction and we are now voting for the pound over the euro. So without wasting further time, this is the same situation that I'm talking about. The highly likely one to be expected is the continuation and then a pullback to retest this level of 0.8652 as last week's low. It will be this week's supply zone and then continue to the downside. This is scenario number 1. This is what we should expect. Yet if and only if we just come up, we don't break too much out and then we come out to retest, this is still a fantastic place to look for bearish patterns and formation to continue downward and make 1:3 with our euro and the pound. The primary objective right here is to sell this pair. We are not looking to buy this pair. We are looking to buy the pound against the Canadian dollar. So without wasting further time, this is our secondary. This is our secondary place to look for selling opportunities. And if we are perfect, if we do get a perfect setup right here at 0.8714, this will be a great place to look for shorts to make a new low or to make 1:3. Now, there's always that scenario where everyone is wrong in the market, and if that's the case, you must always have a contingency plan. By that, what do I mean? By that, I mean that you must always be ready for what might happen, and this is me being ready for what might happen going into next week. If we do get a flush about or above this 0.8743, this would be a great place to look for a pullback. And this weekly break of structure, since it will be invalidated, we would look for 1:3 to go to the upside, or we would make our way to the upside. Look for bullish patterns and formations if we reach this place of 0.8743, or if we breach this level of 0.8743. Now, this will be a fantastic place to look for buying opportunities if the market were to reverse against our intended or our primary objectives of this week. Now, last but not least, we are going to the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. And last but not least, we have the US dollar, Canadian dollar, which is the pair that we are now starting to look for selling opportunities. Now, what do I expect from this? I do expect a little bit of a pullback from this to start going up like this and retest our supply zone at 1.3773. This is option 1. This is first option. This is what we'll be looking for to continue to the downside to make a new low at 1.7320. Now, option 2 will look more in the lines of a more deeper pullback, as you already know how we will be trading. This will be number 1, and then a continuation to the upside, to the downside. Now, 1.3788 is the second place to look for bearish patterns and formations to go down to the downside. And last but not least, if we are, or if the market is about to go and change the scenario, go directly without looking back, the market can do that because nobody can control the market or 100% predict the market. If the market continues to go down like this, and after this continuation to the downside, we see a pullback of last week's low, this will be a great place to look for bearish patterns and formations to go to the downside. And then continuation, we will be looking for 1:3. Now, these are the 3 chances that are possible going into next week. And last but not least, if this happens that we are not, or we were not aware that the market would still go to the upside or become stronger or bullish, the dollar becomes stronger or bullish against the Canadian dollar, this is what might happen. We will see a break or a breach of the 1.3909, 3809, not 39, 1.3809. And after the breach of this last week's high, this would be a great place to look for buying opportunities to continue to the upside, or it might be a bit deeper to test our last or our second supply zone, but this would still be a great place to look for buying opportunities. I would like to say thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell someone who you think should know about this service. Without wasting further time, I will see you in the beginning of the week when I explain all what it takes to take the trade or how the trades are now lining up. Without wasting further time, I would say thank you and happy trading.